viewers, and welcome back to Planet Cryos. Aside from building your own computer, Windows 10 installation can be intimidating to some people, but I'm here to show you just how easy it is. So when you order Windows 10, there's a few ways you can obtain it. One is a download version. Sometimes you have to pay more for that. The other way, usually you would get a CD in the mail that looks something like this with Windows 10 Home or Pro on it. And the other way you can also obtain it is by downloading it, getting a thumb drive, and make sure it's at least USB 3.0 thumb drive or higher, and go to their website, Microsoft website, and download the latest Windows 10 edition that you're going to be, well, actually Windows 10 is all one edition, so you would just download it, put it on a thumb drive, and then select whatever Pro or Home Edition or whatever you want. So I have a spare computer here that I'm going to be showing you on. Here, the screen in front of you that you're seeing is just a boot menu. This is not a normal thing. When you build a new PC, you're going to end up having nothing to boot to. Since this does have something to boot to, it already has Windows 10 on it. I went into the boot menu, this is a Lenovo, so I went in there and went into the boot menu, which is F12. You have to push F12 repeatedly. And once you get into here, you have a couple of different options, one being the one it's on. So the black bar here is Windows 10 boot, which is, oh, excuse me. Get that corrected there. So you got Windows 10 Boot Manager, which is on SATA 1 port. So that is my actual hard drive that's in my spare computer right now. This is just a cheapy computer that I do tests on and whatnot. The second one is my USB drive. So if you use your down and up keys on the keyboard, you do have a network that you could do, but I have never used a network to do any of that kind of stuff. So I have Windows 10 on a thumb drive just like this, but it's in the computer right now. So you go to the drop bar, and now again, you would not have to do this normally with a new build. Sometimes you do find a new build won't boot to it, and you either have to go into the BIOS and make sure it's selected on there, but otherwise this would be another way to do it. So you would select this, and now it's going to boot into that thumb drive, which is Windows 10. And the very next thing we're going to see is a blue screen or a blue background with the Windows 10 here. So now you can start using your mouse. And what we're going to do is we want all this in English, United States, wherever you're from. Obviously, this is all for people in the US. Click Next. Go to Install Now. Most of this, be patient for. We're going to go through quite a few options that we got to select, but one of the first things we do here is it's going to pop up with any hard drives that we might have in there. And obviously right here, this is the first thing you got to select. You have to accept their terms and conditions. There's nothing you can do about that. So click Next. And the way I like to do it is always a custom install. So that's just my go-to. That's what I do. Now, see, this has got these 4 partitions on it. That's because it already has Windows on it. Now, if you're building a new computer, if you got multiple drives, you're going to see multiple drives here. If they're brand new, if they're unallocated, what I would recommend is put the drive in that you want Windows in or on, and then boot from there. Don't put 2, 3, 4 hard drives in there that you aren't a positive which one it's going to be. So you want to go with, put a single hard drive in your computer when you build it, and then get Windows 10 installed. Then from there, once you get Windows 10 installed, then shut down the computer again and install the rest of your remaining drives. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete all of these partitions. We do not want these anymore. And we're just going to delete this. Yes, 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 yes. Oop. All right. See, now this is what it's kind of going to look like when you get a brand new drive, you have a brand new computer, you just put your first drive in, you only have one drive in there. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to be unallocated space. So from here, we're going to click next. And this is one part you're just going to sit back just for a few moments. It's not going to take too terribly long. But this is, again, a key component why to have a USB drive that is 3.0 or higher. You want the speed. So make sure it's a fast drive, fastest drive you can afford if you're going to use a thumb drive. Now, if you're using the Windows 10 CD that comes with Windows 10 normally, when you order it, and you put it in the optical drive that you installed, it is going to be painfully slow. Now, if you have all the time in the world and you don't want to spend money on a thumb drive, go for it. But I don't want to wait that long. You'll be here for a tremendously long time, even just with this. It would be painful, especially if you're wondering why it's taking so long. It's because it's a CD. CDs are slow. So, we're going to wait for this, and I will catch back up with you as soon as this is complete. Okay, so this is a part where Windows 10 is going to reboot on its own, and it'll probably reboot 2 or 3 times. I can't remember exactly how many times it reboots on its own. Do not shut the computer off. There's a good chance you might damage the hard drive. You might be able to recover from it and just reinstall Windows again, but let it do its thing. Be very patient through all of this. Unless it pops up with an error or that little spinny thing out the bottom stops for any reason and freezes up, you might have a problem there. But as long as it looks like it's doing something, stuff is moving, you can hear the fan spinning up and down in the computer, you should be fine. So here again is another area where you're going to have to just wait just a moment, and now we get to pick our region, which we want the United States or whatever region you're from, but pick United States. Make sure that's selected. Click yes. We want the keyboard to be US. Now next it's going to ask us for a secondary keyboard. No, we want to skip this, so the little skip thing here. Now, one of these, this portion here, right here, we are not going to select anything as far as a network connection. When you start doing this, what it's going to do between this and entering a key, it's going to want you to connect all your stuff right now. Just skip all this, do it later. I don't have an internet. All right, so this is just asking you again. Well, you want to double check, make sure that you really don't want it. They're trying to convince you to hook up to the internet right now. Just don't do it. Continue with no internet. All right, we can you can name this PC if you want. You could just name it. We'll name it O. Actually, we'll do PK, Planet Cryos. So now go to next. We don't want a password, so just leave it blank and click next. Unless you want a password, but it's easier It's easier not to do a password when you first make, if this is your computer, obviously. It's easier not to do a password right now because it's going to go through more reboots. You're going to have to install more programs. You're going to have to install updates. It's going to have to reboot. And every time it reboots, you're going to have to enter the password. So it's just easier for right now. You can always enter a password at any point in time later on. Click next. And now, we're going to turn off everything in here but one thing. These are like Cortana, and it's all stuff that sends stuff over. So we want to leave location on. And location, once you do get connected to the internet, it will help you synchronize for time zones and whatnot. So, and it'll do it automatically. So we'll just leave that on. And I do not want Cortana to do any kind of talking or helping for me. So it's just it's kind of like Alexa or Siri or anything like that. It's kind of one of those helpful, or Google. It's kind of one of those things. So not now. Now it's getting the primary desktop and everything ready for us. So again, just be patient for this step. And when you're installing Windows 10, like I said, and I know I keep repeating myself, but be patient. Take your time, read everything. That's it. Now, because this computer already had a Microsoft a key code on it for the Windows 10, it already had a Windows 10 key on it, I didn't have to install it. Now, when you get to that point, that's what I kind of did forget to mention, because I don't have to do it on this one. When you get to that point, just click I do not have one. You can do it later, because what that forces you to do is make a Microsoft account, and you don't want that. So that's what you want to do, is just click I do not have one. And boom, we are at the desktop. Now, like I said, it might take slightly longer, especially if you're new, with that Microsoft product key. If you have one, don't even enter it, even if you have one, because like I said, unless you want a Microsoft account, it's just, I don't like it. I don't like to have Microsoft accounts on my computer, but that's your prerogative. But from here, you can add all your apps. You can start connecting to the internet, as long as you got your Wi-Fi hooked up, or a cable plugged in the back of your computer. Then you can start getting online and doing what you have to do. All right, guys, so that's it. That's all I have for you. But don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button. Don't forget to share the content, and comment if you wish. Until next time, take care.